Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys on how to set up a DHCP server on Windows Server 2025. Let's go ahead and get started with this process. I am going to be doing this entire process on my virtual machine in Proxmox, but you can also do this on a physical machine. It's actually the same process. So let's go ahead and first up, what you want to do is we want to set up this Windows server that we already have set up here, and we're going to add a static IP for it. In my case, the IP pool that I'm going to be using will be the one that I have set up already by my router. In that case, for my router, it will be this IP pool here. I'll go back. Now right click on this, properties, leave that to load a little seconds. Go to the IPv4 properties. I'm going to set everything as static. I'm going to choose 172.16.100, and I'm going to choose the IP number 125. I'm going to leave everything in default. We're not really going to make a lot of heavy changes. We're going to add the gateway for this 172.16.100. 150. That is my gateway for this. And we will leave here the DNS server of the router of my DHCP server, which is actually running. I'll continue explaining this process. Just keep going like this for now. Now, once this is done, we can set this up already. Close that up. Give that a few seconds to identify it. It's going to lose network for a few seconds. And there it is. It has network again. Now here, just refresh it. And now it's in static mode. Perfect. Now what we need to do is just go to tools and I meant go to manage, go to add rows and features. Now let's just click next, next, next. And we're going to click on DHCP server. Just click that. It's going to say this to add features that are required for the server. Add these. Click on next. Next again. We don't need to add anything else. Next. I like to do restore session case. Now install. Now this will take a few seconds. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward this part. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, it looks like the installation succeeded. That's great. Now we're just going to click here to complete the DHCP configuration. Now, yes, it will create these additional security groups, and that's perfect. We want that. So I'm going to click here, commit, and close that off. And now we can close this off. Now that that part is done, now we need to go to tools. And now we will see that DHCP is here. We're going to open that up. Now in here, we're going to extend this. And from here, IPv4. And now we're going to create a new scope. This is basically where all the settings of the DHCP server are. Now we're going to right click and we're going to create a new scope for this. Now we're going to be on the wizard. Just click on next. Let's give it a name. I'm going to put this one as a testing one. Test. I'm going to give a description. DHCP server testing. Oops. Now just click on next. Now we're going to add the range. In my case, for the IP range, it would be 172.16.100. So I'm going to put the start of the IP. I'm going to start it off from here. 100, and we're going to begin at 2. We're going to keep this plain and simple. This is basically for testing purposes. 254. I'm going to put this as 255. Click on next. Now you can add exclusions if you want, but this is entirely optional. You don't need to do this part. So click on next. You can change the lease duration of how long a IP address should last. By default, it always says here 8, but you can really just change this to whatever you want. Let's just say that we want it for 80 days. Next. Now it's going to tell us we want to configure the option now. So here we're going to add the gateway of your router. Now in here, in my case, the gateway for my router would be this one. I am using a firewall, but for the video, mostly everybody will have a home router, which would be looking something like this. So you would find your router gateway, which would be this one here, the default gateway. So let's go back. And in my case, be 172.6, oops, 16.100.150. I'm going to add that. Next, you can have your a domain name if you want. I'll just put this as test.local. Next, you can also leave this off if you want. This part, you can skip it. This is like an old feature, but it's still being used supposedly. So you can just skip this part. Next. Now it says if you want to activate it now, if you want to do that, just leave it on yes and next, finish. Now we can see here it's active. You can see here the settings, the options, policy, filters, anything that you want to change. It's all in here. Now if we click here on the scope, we can see the IP pool, the leases, reservations, options, and everything else that we need. Now, to actually make this work right now, because right now this computer is actually working, but it's actually working because it's enabled with a DHCP server of this firewall that I have set up. So we will need to disable this one so it doesn't conflict with the one that we just made, which would be this one right here. So what we're going to do is from here, I am going to disable this and I'm going to be using a testing computer, which would be this one, the Windows 7 here. And this one is going to lose service and it's going to regain service with the new DHCP server that we just made. So I'm going to just go here and go to my DHCP server. In my case, is the VLAN 10 that I have here. And I'm going to disable where it says enable DHCP server. I'm to unclick that and we're going to save that and apply the changes. In your case, for a home router, you would just go here to your regular router. It might be different for you. I'm not sure if everybody has this one, TP-Link, but in your case, you would just click here and disable this, and you click on save. I won't do that because it will make me lose my internet, but you just need to do that. Now, once you've already done that part, all you need to do is, wait, did I disable it? Yes, I did. Okay, it's disabled. So now once you do that, now in here, it should already grab a list from the virtual machine of Windows 7. If it didn't, that's all right. I just need to go back to the computer. Let's go and open this up in full screen so we can see it better. Now in here, we should still see the old configuration of, of my firewall. This is the old one, home logo. Now we're just going to release this ipconfig/release. And now we're going to renew that, renew it. It should take a few seconds. And now, as we can see there, now it says test.local, and I grab an IP of 172.16.100.103. So that means it's actually working how it's supposed to work. Now we're going to see all the configuration. And I found there's the server right there, the ACP server, the 125 from the one that we just made. So if we go back to the server and close this out, go back here to the server. I'll put this in on a bigger screen. Now, if we just refresh here, we should see the new device. And there it is. You can see how long the lease is going to last. This would be the MAC address, if I'm not mistaken. And there it is with the host name, Win7KVM00. If we want to double check that, what is your host name? Win7. So there you have it, guys. You have officially set up a DHCP server using Windows Server. Now, the only way it's going to work is you actually need to disable the current DHCP server that you have. If you don't disable it, it's going to automatically just grab an IP from the main one. It will always grab from the firewall or from the router. In your case, it would be like this one. In my case, this one, because from my side, I would see the list as here, and we can see here the old one that it had. This is the old one from that client, and it doesn't have it anymore. If I refresh this, it shouldn't have it. Sometimes this gets delayed, but it won't have it. Same goes for the other system. But there you have it, guys. If you feel that you have any issues to set this up, please let me know. Leave a comment below. As always, guys, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye now.